Hi everyone, it's Billy for WinterFresh in partnership with the Chaos Group, and we are here today with my lovely helpers, my quality sous chefs. We've got my eldest son Sebastian and my youngest son Diggory. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay, what are we going to do today?
Going to be making some flatbreads and soup.
Flatbreads and soup, that sounds amazing. Happy days. So WinterFresh, guys, is all about kind of introducing nutritious, fresh vegetables into food parcels. So we just wanted to do a few short videos to show you guys some ideas of how to use those things. So as Sebastian quite rightly said, we're doing a winter veg and oat soup. Oats are fantastic added to soup, really increase the levels of fibre. And make it that really lovely creamy sort of flavour as well and taste. How does that sound?
Tasty.
Brilliant. And you guys are going to help me roll some flatbreads, aren't you?
Yeah.
Wicked. Really simple flatbread recipe, guys, just with plain flour, salt and warm water. So really, really easy, cheap and quick to make.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So guys, we're going to start off with our veggies for the soup, yeah? Okay, wicked. So what I would like you to do, Seb, is to peel those potatoes for me, if that's okay. And Diggs, we're going to chop up some parsnips, all right, mate? Is that okay? So we're going to take off that little knobbly root end, and then we're going to cut off that top stalk. We've washed these really well, so we're not actually going to take the skins off. We're going to keep the skins on there. Really, oh, hang on, mate. You're gonna do the bits that I've already cut, if that's okay. You're gonna cut them up small for me. So we'll put that one back a second. You're getting ahead of the game, aren't you? You're so keen. It's brilliant. So this one here, do you want to start chopping that into little chunks like that, buddy? Is that okay? And watch your fingers, okay? That's it. How are you getting on over there, Seb? Yeah? Brilliant. I have to say, I'm not the biggest fan of peeling stuff, so I'm sorry, mate. Cool. So, yeah, let's carry on chopping these parsnips. It doesn't really matter, guys, if they're all exactly the same shape. If they're a bit ununiform, it's kind of great because some will melt into the soup and some will still be there chunky, which is ideal. You doing a good job, Seb?
Yeah.
Or is the peeler being a nuisance?
Yeah,
Is he being a nuisance? Do I need to have a word with him? What should I tell him? Buck up your ideas or get out. Yeah. Sounds about right. If you're having trouble there, mate, we can. I can give you a hand. That's okay, buddy. You're doing a fantastic job there. So our parsnips done. Diggory, you doing the last little bit? Really well done, mate. I'm going to pick up the pan. That's enough, mate. Take that little bit off and we'll put the knife down. Do you want to scoop it all into the saucepan for me?
Plop, 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 plop.
Brilliant. You're keeping me on my toes, mate. I'm having to move the pan around. That's it. That's great like that, Seb. Well done, mate.
Can I do the other one?
Yeah, that would be fantastic. Okay, let me give you a hand a second. That's it. Brilliant. Well done. So we're going to chop up our potato next, Diggory. I nearly stole your knife, didn't I? Sorry, mate. So I'm going to cut that one in half lengthways. Oh, lovely waxy potatoes. And then like that. And then I'm going to pass this to you, Diggory. And you're just going to cut that way. Okay, mate? You're both doing really well with your peeling skills and chopping skills. What's your favourite potato dish, Seb?
I don't really know.
Do you like roast potatoes, chips?
I like roast potatoes.
Roast potatoes, yeah, me too. That's so yummy. How about you, Diggory?
Jacket potato.
Jacket potato. Oh. Yeah, you are the king of jacket potatoes, aren't you? I shouldn't have asked that question. Right, so we've got some lovely swede as well, guys. About 1/4 of a swede is going in, along with our 2 parsnips and 2 potatoes. So, you know, really, really delicious local seasonal produce. So I'm going to peel this one. You could use a peeler, that's fine. Just going to speed it up. So I've left the skins on the parsnips. I want to take the skin of the swede off, because you feel that really tough, isn't it? So we don't want that going in because it's not going to break down for hours. So through goes my knife. And then back into, what do these look like? Boys, what do these look like?
Drumsticks.
Drumsticks. I was thinking more like chips.
Oh yeah.
So they're like big chips, aren't they? I'm going to do that one. Don't worry about that, mate. And I'm going to give you those 3
Well, they're a bit like
to chop up.
small, thin sausages.
Small thin sausages, they are, aren't they? Yeah, it's a really good observation. Well done, Diggory.
Cubes of cheese.
Cubes of cheese. It does look a bit like that, doesn't it? Looks like, yeah, mild cheddar or butter. Brilliant. That's it, mate. How's that potato coming along, Seb? Perfect. So let's finish off this last potato. And then, Seb, can you find the carrots for me, please, mate? That's it. Well done. Do you want to take 1 carrot? Ah, Carrot Nose is back. We're going to have to give Carrot Nose a name. What do you think he'd be called, your character? Bernard. Cecil Carrot Nose. What do you fancy, Diggory? Oh, I'll show you in a sec. Do you want a bigger one? Oh, you like a walrus now, aren't you? Carroty walrus. That's brilliant, mate. Well done. So one carrot's going to be enough here. We've got the recipes all available for you guys as well. So I'm going to top and tail the carrot. You can see that bit's looking a bit gruesome, so we're going to do away with that as well. There we go. And then I'm going to bridge over the carrot nice and safely. Chop it in half. Each half in half again. Seb, you can do that one. Well done, Diggory. That's it, mate. Brilliant. Now lift your knife right up. That's really good, buddy. Watch your thumb. There you go. And draw the knife back slightly. Whee! That's amazing. You're giving it all to Seb. Come on, you lazy tyke. We're gonna chop some here as well, buddy. All right. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. Okay, mate. And then Seb, you're going to chop that up, aren't you? Brilliant. So into our pan, guys, with all of our veggies that Seb and Dig are doing a fantastic job chopping. We're going to add a couple spoons of oil. Any oil you kind of have knocking around is absolutely fine. Sunflower oil, vegetable oil, rapeseed oil, whatever you've got available. Brilliant. So I'm going to turn my hob on. Oh, let's plug it in a second. Okay, let's pop this one on.
Do you have a carrot?
No, I think we've got enough carrot there. That's plenty. Yeah. Who likes carrot?
Me.
Go on then, guys. Have a taste. What's it taste like? Is it sweet? Is it bitter? Yeah, nice and sweet. Hard, yeah, they are hard when they're not cooked, aren't they? So in here, guys, we've got our parsnip, our carrot, our swede, our potato, and then we've got a bowl over there, Seb, of leeks. Can you grab the leeks for me, please, mate? Brilliant, well done, buddy. Our leeks are going to go in, so really lovely, sweet, oniony flavour that we're going to get from those. Sizzle, sizzle. And then lastly, we've got our garlic. So Diggs, you're on garlic crushing duty. Okay, just make sure this pan's not hot. It's totally fine. So you're going to pop the pan on top and crush. That's it. Do you hear it crush? Oh, that's it. Put all your strength in. Awesome. So if you peel the garlic now, and then remember to tidy up as we're going, buddy. We're going to put the peelings in the compost. And then Seb is going to chop those up for us, isn't he? Okay, Diggory, we need some salt and pepper in here, mate. You okay to grab it? Can you reach? Well done. So yeah, well done, mate. Straight on it. So good few twists of pepper and a good couple of pinches of salt. And then I've got some dried mixed herbs as well. So we're going to put in a teaspoon of those to go in. Look at those skills, mate. That is fantastic. How are you getting on? Is it coming out?
Yeah.
Yeah, well done. This is looking lovely. So I'm going to give that a good stir. And you're going to put some salt in. Oh, just that one there. You see the little gap? That's it. Pop. Well done. So in with the salt. Bit of Susie salt. I'm going to go for a little bit more because we've got enough to feed about 4 people here. So we don't ever want to go crazy with our salt, but we do want it to be nicely flavoured at the same time. Amazing. Well done, Seb. So I've not put the garlic in straight away, guys, because we want all of this to sweat down a little bit first before we add the garlic. So all I'm going to do is pop my saucepan on that I've got ready for doing the flatbreads, just to let the steam kind of mingle in with all the veg and for it to all soften down a little bit. So in the meantime, Seb, you've done that garlic beautifully. Our last job, well done, Diggory. Safety first, mate, eh? Our last job is to prepare these fantastic greens. So anything like collard greens, cabbage, kale, chard, Brussels sprout tops, cabbage, carrot unicorns. No, don't put any carrot unicorns in the stew. That wouldn't be a good idea. But yeah, this is spring greens, and it's all had a really good wash. So all I'm going to do is roll it up into like a cigar shape, and then I'm going to nicely finely chop it. So just take your time, make sure your fingers aren't at risk. We don't want any accidents, do we, boys?
No accidents in the kitchen.
No, hopefully not. Okay, so when we get to the end, we're going to take our time a little bit because we don't want to chop our fingers. There's a bit of root there. I'm going to get rid of that. And then I'm just going to go through it that way. So all we've ended up with now is just some nicely shredded cabbage. Yeah, cabbage noodles. What do you guys think about cabbage? Do you like it or not?
Yeah, I like it.
You like it? Yeah? Did you just eat some raw, Seb? Brilliant. What do you think of that? Yeah, nice. Okay, Sebastian, I am ready for your garlic, mate. Do you want to bring the board over? Or do you want to just put it in your hand? It's raining cabbage. Hallelujah. Okay, here we go. Thank you, mate. I'll tell you what, you did a fantastic job at that. Both of you boys did. So, high fives, I reckon. Yeah, go team. Go chefs. Brilliant. So we're going to have a little tidy up because we're going to make our flatbreads in a minute. I'm just going to let this have another 30 seconds to a minute steaming so that we get it a bit softer before we add our stock. So basically, guys, I've got 1 vegetable stock cube. I've got about just over 1 litre of water. If it gets to a stage during the cooking process where it's looking a bit dry or at the end, just, add a bit more water. It's just really obvious. So I'm going to...
Looks like a cake.
Looks like a cake? Mm-hmm. What sort of cake? Chocolate cake in a tea bag.
Looks like a brownie.
It does look like a brownie, you're right. You're liking playing with that cabbage, aren't you? So let's shift a few of these things out of the way now. So we're done with that. Done with that. The oregano, Seb, I'm going to move that out of the way as well. So we've got a nice clear space for our flatbreads in a minute. Let's put this down here for a second. Brilliant. Right, do you reckon we're going to have much steam when I lift this off?
Yeah, lots of steam.
Lots of steam. I'm going to turn it up. Ready? Watch your faces. We don't want to scold anyone. Whew. Nice. How does it smell?
Yeah.
You can smell the parsnip a lot, can't you?
Yeah.
Really nice. So, Diggory, I think you've been itching to do this bit. Do you want to put the cabbage in, mate?
Floor.
Well done. tidy those bits up. Well done, mate. So let's give... Oh, look at all those lovely colours. We've got all of that bright green in there now. Loads and loads of vitamins and nutrients and minerals. Really, really good stuff. This is your 5 a day quota in a pan, isn't it, really, guys?
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna worry about dissolving my stock in the jug. I'm just gonna pop my stock cube in, and then in with my water. And we want the water level to be, about an inch over the top of all of the veggies. Because when we add the oats later on, that's going to thicken it up as well. So what we want, guys, is for that to come to a nice boil, don't we now? Okay, so let me know if you see it bubbling, because once it started bubbling, we're going to turn it down to a simmer. Do you know what a simmer is?
Like, it's not that hot, but it's still a tiny bit.
Little itsy bitsy bubbles. Little teeny tiny bubbles.
Why do you need to put the stock in it?
That's a really good question. You don't have to. So if you didn't want to add the stock, you could cook the veggies for a little bit longer before you put any of the water in, just literally to bring out all of the kind of caramels and sugars from the carbohydrates from the veggies. And that's going to bring a lot of flavour into the liquid. And then, yeah, you don't have to use a stock cube. I've added a stock cube in here just to speed things along a little bit as well, just for today. But yeah, stock cube, no stock cube, it's entirely up to you guys. But yeah, good question, Seb. Right, guys, we are going to move our chopping boards out of the way because we're done with those. We're not going to do a flashy kitchen scene where we throw them behind us because they're just going to hit a wall and hit our heads, aren't they? So let's do away with these and we'll move on to our flatbreads. Brilliant. Are they big bubbles or little bubbles? Big bubbles. Okay. Let's get that little bit of escaped cabbage out and let's turn it down. So you move over, Diggs. Right, guys. Are you up for making some bread?
Yeah.
Happy days. Seb, do you want to grab the stainless steel bowl, mate? Yep, perfect. And pop it on the scales. Well, let's get rid of all that water, actually. That was from the leaks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So press the on button there, Diggory, that one that says on and 0. And Seb, can you grab the flour? Can you reach the flour? Well, wait for it to come on 0. There we go. You can weigh the rolling pin now if you want. What's it weigh? What number's that? 244. Can you help Diggory, Seb?
244 grams.
244 grams, perfect. Well done, guys. So we need quite close to that in the quantity of flour, actually. We need 200 grams of flour. So let's have a look on the scales and see when it reaches 200. Oh, that's kind of you, Seb. Let's shift this out of the way.
So what was the number again?
200 grams.
Okay.
So quite a lot more than that, Diggory. Keep going, mate. Where are we at the moment, Seb? 82. Ooh, that was like an avalanche, wasn't it? 153. Tell you what, Diggs, do you want to use a spoon? Just in case. There you go, move it forward. It's like it's snowing, isn't it?
Yeah. I wish it was snowing.
Oh, me too. Be great. What would you like to do if it was snowing, Seb? Sledging?
Like skiing.
Skiing, wow, that'd be fun. You'd have to find a big hill, wouldn't you? That's 200 exactly, Diggory. Yes, buddy, well done. So we're going to take it off the scales. No, I won't do that, I'm not cruel. And then we want to add... Don't eat it! Let's put that one down. We're going to add a nice pinch of salt. We need to be adding salt into our bread to give it a good bit of flavour. And then we need our spoon. Do you want to give it a mix? Brilliant. And basically, guys, it's a really easy recipe to remember. So it's pretty much half water to flour. So 200 grams of flour, 100 mils of water. Normally a little bit over, but once you kind of get in the habit of making these, you kind of understand what texture the dough needs to be. So in here I have around about 150 mils, and we've got 200, so I don't need all of this. So I'm going to tip it in. Seb, you're going to stir. Hold on to the bowl, mate.
Volcano.
Well, it is like an erupting volcano, isn't it? That's it. Give it a good mix, guys. I'm going to turn our soup down and give it a stir. Yeah, tiny bit more water. Nice. I think you're right, mate. How's that?
Good.
And you know what? If you add too much water, what are we going to add back in?
More flour.
You got it. Brilliant. Well done. So let's move our water because I reckon we're nearly there. Can I have a feel? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, perfect. So I'm going to take the spoon out. Oh, it's all sticky, 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 sticky. Let's move this over. We've got a rolling pin ready. Is it tasty? Mm-hmm. Are you eating it?
It's cookie dough.
It's not. It's bread dough. Ah, well, that's false advertising. I'm really sorry, mate. We're not making chocolate chip cookies. It's a bit of a disappointment. So we're making flatbreads, aren't we? So I think we need a little bit more water because you can see this ball's kind of come to, or the dough's come into a ball, but we've still got leftover ingredients in here. So we're going to put in a splash of water. Oh, are you keen to do it, Diggs? Brilliant. So squelch it all up and mix it all in. Oh, it feels so nice doing mixing bread. It's lovely. You enjoying that? That's it. Brill. So what we're going to do now, Diggory, don't touch me. You're not going to touch me with that, are you? You promise? Okay, so we're going to put some...
It feels like porridge.
It does. It looks like porridge. Thick, sticky porridge. No, don't eat it. Okay, so we've got some flour on our worktop, and we're going to pour this out onto the worktop. And what we need to do now, guys, Seb, I'm going to have you at the ready with some flour if we need it, if that's okay. I'm going to start kneading. So, do you want to put some more flour on the worktop for me? Just a little bit. It's a little bit sticky. And then, Diggory, I'm going to show you what we're going to do, and you're going to help me to knead it. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. Brilliant. So, you come this side of me a second. Okay, so I'm going to push down. Do you see what I'm doing, mate? I'm pushing down and folding over. Pushing down and folding over. Seb, I'm going to let you have a little bit of flour on the worktop here. Mm-hmm. Maybe you can draw us a funny little picture or something. Is that all right? That looks great. What's it like kneading the bread, Diggory? What's it feel like?
Not sticky now.
It's not sticky now? That's good. What is that? That's brilliant. Is it a bird?
I don't know.
It's like a duck. Right, I'm going to get you a little bit more flour, Diggs. And then what we're going to do, we're going to fold and push. And what we're doing is just developing the gluten in the flour, the proteins, to make the dough nice and smooth. And then when it comes to eating it, it's going to be nice and chewy, which is exactly what we want. Nice and dunkable. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah? Brilliant. That's a great picture, Seb. I love the sun. Okay, so we're almost there. You can really see the difference now, guys, how much it's come together as a ball of dough. It's really nice and smooth. And that's literally just our flour, salt and warm water. You're going to be picking that off your hands for ages, buddy.
Can I knead it?
Yeah, of course you can. There you go. So we put all of our energy into it, can't we?
Yeah.
That's it. Is it quite easy?
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? It's really straightforward to do.
I've got a little joke about kneading.
Okay.
Why did the baker have brown hands?
Why did the baker have brown hands? I don't know.
Because he needed a food.
Oh, brilliant. Well, I love that one. You have to remind me of that one later. I have to tell some friends that. Right, that's really good. So that's looking great now, guys. So all we're going to do is portion it out. So we're going to get 1, 2, we're going to get 4 out of this. Let's move the flour over because we want the worktop to have a bit of resistance now. We want the dough to stick slightly. You can rub your hands together to get the dough off. Is that working, Diggory? Oh, you got a dough worm. I like him. He's lovely. So we'll scoop this off, and then we're going to take our ball of dough and just work it into a ball, and then in between our hands we're going to roll it into a big sphere, a big ball. You got it?
Mine's getting more dough.
Yours is getting all the dough off your hands. Yeah, it's going to be a whopper, that one, isn't it? Is that yours? Okay. So we've got our balls there. Let's have a look at the soup. So all the veggies are starting to soften in here now, guys. We'll leave that doing its thing. So, right, are we ready to roll some flatbreads?
Yeah.
Brilliant. So all I'm going to do first is pop the heat on my frying pan. So I've got one large frying pan, and I'm going to leave that on a medium to high heat to warm up while we're rolling these out. So boys, I'm going to show you one, if that's okay. And then you're going to roll yours out. Is that all right, Diggs?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah. So you move over this side a bit, buddy. So you're going to take a little bit of flour. It doesn't need to be loads. Flour the worktop, flour the dough ball, and then using your hand, you're going to gently push down. Is that all right? Can you get that so far?
Yeah.
I'm going to move your worm, so I don't want to roll him over. You'll have a tragic accident. You can't have that. So we're always going to use the rolling pin going from 12 to 6 o'clock. So just up and down. We're not going to turn it around like that, okay? Like a pizza. We're going to turn the dough if we need to turn it. So I'm going to gently roll it out upwards, turn it around, make sure it's not sticking because we've got flour on there, and then rolling back the other way.
My worm can get a boulder pull.
It's like Indiana Jones, that, isn't it? And he's running away from the big boulder.
Except Indiana Jones is a worm.
Yeah, I don't think Indy would like being a worm, do you?
No.
You might not be able to get so many artefacts. Might struggle without having hands.
He'd be able to burrow underground though, but he wouldn't be able to take it out of underground.
Yeah, he'd be able to escape. That's really good thinking, Seb. So what I've done now, guys, I'm literally just patting the flatbread in between my hand to get rid of any excess flour, because that's going to really create quite a lot of smoke in our pan and it's going to burn. So how are you guys up for that challenge? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Wicked. So what's the first thing to do?
Flatten it with a hand.
Oh, you want some flour, don't forget. So you're going to put some flour down. And I'm just going to hang out here holding a flatbread aloft while you guys are doing that. So we'll do it one at a time, Diggs, if that's okay. So wait for Seb. Oh, you're ready. You're being prepared. That's great. Right, I'm just going to... Oh, look, I do have a little bit more water. So I'm going to add a little bit more water to my soup. So that takes it up to 1.5 litres now of water that's gone in there, just to make sure it's not drying out too much and give the chance for the veggies to cook thoroughly. Wow, Seb, that's brilliant. So feel mine, mate. Hold your hand out. Sorry, that was a rubbish shot, wasn't it? Can you feel how thick it is?
Quite thin.
Quite thin. So maybe pick yours up and put it in your hand and see how it feels compared to that. I think it looks very similar, don't you? So I reckon you're there. That's it. It's your time to shine, buddy. Go on. You roll your flatbread. So guys, in the pan, you know, it's getting hot. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. I'm really hoping, I've got my eyes on a smoke alarm up there. I'm really hoping we don't set a smoke alarm off. So always make sure you've got your kitchen window open or you're slightly ventilated. We're going to start cooking these in a second. That's brilliant, Diggory. So you're going to lift it off now.
You might need to put a
Turn it. turn it upside down. Flip it over. That's it. Look at all the flour on the top there. So that's going to keep it from sticking. That's perfect. I tell you what, I think you guys are going to get a job. You can go into flatbread production. Okay, so I'm going to give this a try now, guys. When I put the flatbread into the pan, it's only going to take about 30 seconds on each side, up to a minute. The first one's normally a bit sketchy, just like pancakes, because we're still waiting for the pan to really come to heat. And as they cook, what we're waiting for are these beautiful bubbles to start to come through the flatbread. In fact, I'm just going to switch these over a second, because this side of the stove is normally a bit hotter. There we go. So Diggory, can you let me know? Can you come and have a look at the pan, Diggs? Boo. You come and have a look at the pan. You let me know when you can see some bubbles starting to form. You're on bubble watch. What can you see?
More bubbles.
There are more bubbles coming. It's alive. You see it moving.
It's going to get puffy.
Do you think it will?
Yes.
So there's a saying in India when they make chapatis like this, that if the chapati bubbles up and puffs up, it means someone in the family, someone in the house is hungry. Looks like someone's hungry in my household. Right, let's grab a spoon. So that's been about 30 seconds. So I'm going to turn that one around a little bit just to let the heat get to this side.
You've got some.
Yeah, I'm just using the spoon that we measured the oil with. You don't need to put oil on here, guys. So I'm going to flip this over. We've got these lovely little scorch marks coming through. So we're just waiting for the bubbles to puff through, and it's basically the heat is evaporating the moisture in the dough, and it's creating steam, and that's what's separating the dough like that. And it's just really great for texture.
It looks nice.
Thank you, Seb. Thank you very much. It does look lovely, doesn't it? You guys looking forward to cooking yours?
Yeah.
Brilliant. So one last flip.
Whoa, did you see how much the bubbles?
It came up a lot, didn't it? Right, Diggory or Seb, who's going first?
Seb.
Seb? Oh, that's really kind, Diggs. Well done, mate. So I'm going to pop that one in there. Go on then, Seb. Flip it right over if you can from your hand. That's it. Brilliant. I'll do that bit. So remember, we're on bubble watch, okay? I'll leave you guys in charge of bubble watch, and I'm going to get the oats for the soup. Here we go. So we're putting some oats in the soup. I think I said earlier on, guys, it adds some really nice creaminess. It also introduces loads more fibre into the meal as well, so absolutely fantastic.
It's starting to spit out water.
Is it? Shall I turn it down a bit? Okay, I've been told. I better add listen. So yeah, really cheap ingredient, really, really good for us. And yeah, introducing loads more fibre. So in the recipe, we've got 35 grams of oats. Is it bubbling nicely? It's brilliant.
Someone must be very hungry.
Someone is very hungry, I would say. So I'm just going to weigh these out, 35 grams. Well, let's pour that in there. Do you think you're nearly ready to turn it?
Nearly.
Yeah? You happy doing it, or do you want me to?
I think I can do it.
Oh, well done, mate. You be careful, though. That's it, flip it over. Wow, that looks great, buddy.
See that?
Well done.
Those black things they went up with the holes.
These are the good bits. They're really tasty. That's exactly what we want. See, I've got some on mine as well. So I've got my 35 grams of oats. That's going to go straight into the soup. We don't want this to be porridge, guys. You know, you don't want big, thick, gloopy porridge, but just enough to kind of melt away into the liquid and create a really nice, delicious, creamy soup. So I'm going to keep this one chunky. If you wanted to blend it, you'd be more than welcome to. Happy with that, sir?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's entirely up to you. You can blend it, you can keep it chunky. The choice is yours. Diggory, are you ready, mate? This is your time for your flatbread. Do, do, do. Good shot. Brilliant. Let's shift this out of the way. Are you going to roll the last one, Seb? So our soup is nearly done, guys. So we're going to serve that up in a second. Just waiting for those oats to cook through. At this stage, I would normally just switch it off, pop a lid on, and leave it to finish doing its thing in its own heat, and then it means you're not eating scorching hot soup as well. Well done, mate. Hey, Diggory, how's Bubble Watch going?
Good.
Yeah, it's looking lush. You happy with that?
Yeah, that's popped up.
It's popping up, isn't it? Yeah, it's doing really, really well.
A
Do you know what it reminds me of?
whoopee cushion.
A whoopee cushion. I wasn't thinking whoopee cushion, but that's better than what I was going to say.
What,
I was going to say a toad, a warty toad. Yeah, not that appetising though. Maybe whoopee cushion is better. Although I don't know how appetising a whoopee cushion would be. What do you reckon? You tell me when you're happy to flip that over. No? Do you want to help me? So you get the spoon under, watch your hand, and then I'm going to flip it for you. Wow, look at those. Look, it's puffing up nicely, isn't it? Brilliant. You happy with that one? Almost looks like he's got eyes there, doesn't he? 2 eyes and a little mouth and a misplaced nose. Yeah, it is. Right, I think that one's done as well.
Got this flat one.
Whack him in. Let's do it. Let's do the last one. So we got 4 flatbreads, guys. Literally from 200 grams of flour, a pinch of salt and some water. So fantastic for wraps, for breakfast, dipping in eggs. What else do we like to do with our wraps?
I like having some.
You had some chicken and lettuce the other day, didn't you, in one, which was really nice. Dipping in soups, curries, all of that sort of stuff, really. And look, so simple and fast to make.
And they're nice with some butter on, just eating them plain.
Very true. Yeah, very, very true. How's Bubble Watch going on this one?
Good. Straight.
Yeah, they're looking nice, aren't they? I think we're nearly ready to roll that one over. Hey, Diggs, why don't you do us a picture in the flour? Can you draw us a picture in the flour? Keep it clean. Okay, soup's done, guys. We're going to turn that off. So we're just waiting for this last flatbread to come out. Let's move these right onto the top. Perfect. Be a little bit careful, guys, when you're picking them out of the pan with your hand. Obviously, where the puffs come up, they can be full of hot steam. So yeah, just be a bit careful. Let's move this one over. And then we've got our delicious, chunky winter veg soup with parsnips. What have you drawn? Oh, that's lovely, mate. Spiky hair, smiley face. I love it. Guys, come and have a look at what we've made. Come and have a look. So here we go. We've got our lovely winter veg oaty soup with parsnips. What else did we put in there?
Oats.
Oats. What other veggies? Carrots. Well done, Diggory.
It's Diggory's favourite, the cabbage.
Cabbage, potatoes, leeks, garlic. We've got our oregano in there. We've got our stock cube and water, some salt and pepper. So really, really minimal, guys. And then, yeah, served with a delicious flatbread. Happy days. So yeah, that's us, guys, covered in flour in a complete mess. Diggory, your jumper's pretty mucky, isn't it? But have we had fun?
Yeah.
Totally. So guys, get your kids in the kitchen, enjoy your cooking, introduce some veggies. You know, there's hundreds of different recipes out there. You can find the recipe for this through Chaos. I hope you've enjoyed it and found it useful. So thank you again to WinterFresh. And yeah, goodbye. Cheers, guys. Oh.